So it's midnight on June 24th, or I guess June 25th. And I actually never thought I would do one of these videos, but I find that talking about this actually helps. And I've been reading so many forums online, and so many of them are scaring me that I actually wanted to maybe immortalize and journalize, if that's even a word, my journey, because I have decided, as devastating as the decision is, but yet as exciting as the decision is, to have my own child alone. As a single girl who cannot seem to meet her man, I'm 38 years old and have been told that it's now or never. And I will admit that I never thought that I would be single and that I'd be doing this on my own. Yet at the same time, I'm so excited to be taking my life into my own hands and taking control of the situation and having the child that I've always wanted to have. I always knew, like, I grew up wanting 5 kids and, would have settled for 3. And as you get older and you don't meet that man, you're like, okay, maybe 2, maybe 1. And now I seem to go on dates with a lot of people that already have kids, which make me so happy, because in my mind, that just means the more the merrier. But I often get, if you already had kids, I would want to date you, but I don't want to have more kids. So I find that a lot of men, I guess, had a bad experience in their first relationship and don't want to have several baby mamas. So I have been trying and having trouble meeting a guy who I can date and who has the same values and, I guess, ideas for the future than I do. And as you get older, it's just tougher and tougher and tougher. And this is one point that I'm just not willing to compromise on. So I've finally accepted that I can live single. I'm happy. I have such a great career and I have beautiful friends and an amazing family. So I'm happy alone. But I just can't imagine myself never being a mom. So 2 weeks ago, I took that first devastating step, I guess, of accepting that to have this bundle of joy and to have this part of me that's been missing for so long, I'm going to have to do it on my own. And I'm happy about it, which doesn't show because I'm crying so much. I'm just so emotional. I'm so happy about it, but it's scary. And it's exciting. And it's worrisome. And it's joyful. And there's just so many emotions. I met with the doctors and did all the tests, paid all the blood work, did the ultrasound, did the sonogram, and now I am at the point where I have to choose the sperm donor. And I will admit that I met the doctor less than a week later, had my first blood test and ultrasound. Less than a week after that, had my sonogram. So, like, I was ready. Like, I was on top of it. But then when I was given the papers to choose the sperm donor, I kind of froze. And it's been 2 weeks, a week and a half. 2 weeks, I think. And I have yet to even go look at a sperm bank. And one of the reasons being that a friend of mine which we have a little history, offered to be a sperm donor. So at first I thought it was a horrible idea. And I liked it though. Like, I didn't think it was a horrible idea. I was fighting with the fact that I want what's best for the kid. And I don't know what's more traumatizing, to tell my future child that mommy wanted you so much that she bought sperm and had a baby, or mommy wanted you so much and a friend decided to help mommy out to have you. I was also scared that with the sperm bank, I was taking away 50% of that child's identity, in a sense, because it's never going to meet its extended family. It's never going to know more than height, age, profession, medical history, and whatever else the sperm bank gives. And maybe get to meet the parent, the father, at 18 if you pay extra, which I would, because I would want my child to have that option. I also love the idea, though, with a sperm bank that, like, my kid has, like, brothers and sisters elsewhere around the world with different genetic makeup and different heritage, and I thought that was a fascinating thing. But then when this friend came into the story, I thought, wow, he can be 4.5 questions and have them answered, or she. The child can potentially have another grandma if she wants to be involved. So I went online. And I think it's one of the reasons I'm doing these videos, because online scared the shit out of me. A lot of the forums are from the States, and I know that laws are extremely different than in Canada, and you can sue people in the States a lot easier than you can in Canada, or for a lot more things. But all these videos just seemed so negative. And on one of the posts, this one girl wrote, and she said, I know that you have to think about everything to worry about, and I know that you have to overanalyze, but I've done it with a friend, and it's the most beautiful thing that's ever happened to me. So there was both sides of that medal, and I was happy to have read that, and then scared to have read that when you do buy sperm and it's frozen and it's a tiny little vial and there's like this much sperm in it, and chances of getting pregnant are 15% versus, you know, fresh sperm, and the amount that actually comes out of an ejaculation. And God, I can't believe I even have to think about these things. I never thought I'd have to think about these things. So, of course, the friend became more and more interesting. And then a conversation with my mom happens, which, once again, never thought that would happen. Hey, Mom. So I now have to choose a sperm donor. And I told her about this friend, and she liked the idea as well, thinking if there's any medical issues, there's somebody there that you can call and be like, was this in your family? Or if you're tired, someone that might be willing to just help you take a break. And being that he's a good friend, having that emotional connection. But at the same time, that emotional connection brings a lot of worries and problems. And is he doing it because he has an ultimatum of wanting to be with me in the future? Would I want to be with him in the future? Is it fair to the child? Like, will the child feel a double rejection that, you know, like, might be teased about coming from a test tube, but is he going to be teased that his dad, you know, yeah, loved mom enough to make a baby, but didn't love you enough to want to be in your life? Or so many things to think about. And then my mom was wise and said, you could have just been knocked up by the guy and decided to keep the baby. Which is so true. So the friend became more and more interesting. But I decided I had to see this friend face to face because we don't live in the same province. and see what his intentions are and his expectations are, and write them down on a piece of paper and sign a contract, or even though I know it's not worthy in court because I've spoken to lawyers this week, and I feel like I've been putting so much thought and effort and worries and dotting every I's, and I was supposed to meet him tomorrow, but he is now somewhat unavailable tomorrow. And I told him that it made me feel like he wasn't into this, or like that he didn't really want this. And he reassures me that he does. He says he doesn't want to be just a donor, so I need to know what that means. And I just feel like I'm putting all this effort. Hello again. Video number 2 of my journey. A lot less tears than yesterday. I am on my way to meet the potential donor. And I should just say my friend. I'm on my way to meet my friend and to discuss how this would work if I use him as a donor for my future child. I know that he doesn't want to be just a donor. He wants to be involved in some way, and this is a big step in my life, and it's a big decision to do and have a child on your own. So I want to make sure that if he is part of this, that it's for the right reasons and that his agenda works with my agenda. So I'm actually quite excited today. I'm excited about the fact that I feel like I'm going to have answers after today. I feel like I won't have as many worries because I'm going to know if I'm going the friend route or if I am going the sperm bank route. I actually brought my sheets with the sperm bank instructions in my purse. So, which is a big step because I haven't looked at them since receiving them. So, I think today's going to be a good day. Today's a huge step in deciding the father of my future baby. How crazy is that? Like, I know most people get to decide it because, you know, they fall in love and they get into a relationship and it's a mutual decision to have a child. But I think it's crazy that that this decision is on me. And it's, as much as I was, you know, devastated, and I think, you know, my first video yesterday, so first time opening up to the world about it, lifted a big weight off my shoulders, and it's 2017, people. I'm just so happy to be taking this step and to be meeting with my friend. And, you know, like, I've looked into all the laws in Quebec, and I know parental laws in Canada overrule any paper contract that you might do beforehand. So this is just a meeting to see if we would be on the same rights. If anything happens to me, I would want the child to stay in my family, not go with his. What does the child call him? You know, daddy, uncle, friend. Like, so I don't know. It's gonna be cool. So I will keep you posted on this fun little journey. I hope that this helps you as much as it's helping me to talk about it. And yay! I'm gonna concentrate on the road.